Good morning. Good morning. This is Ephraim B. Martin. I am 58 years of age, and I am a grow dad. Welcome to the beautiful state of Colorado. It is Sunday, October the 23rd, and it's going to be another beautiful day here in Colorado. I want to welcome you dads to another live stream, and thank you for tuning in and being a part of Girl Dad YouTube channel. Got to excuse me, I was a little bit under the weather this week, so I'm a little stuffy. I have the flu, but I'm not going to miss this live stream. So let's get it going, fathers. Fathers, what I would like to speak with you about today, discuss with you today, is girl dads, our daughters' self-esteem. Girl dads, when it comes to our daughters' self-esteem, we are going to play a very, very big part in that, in their self-esteem. Now, when you think about our daughters, most people would think that the daughter's self-esteem comes from their mother. And that's partially true, but it also comes from their fathers. Okay? So our daughters are definitely going to need their fathers to be a part of their self-esteem building and help them build capacity for their self-esteem. Fathers, what do I mean about building capacity? Well, let's take a look at our daughters when they're little girls. When they're little girls, under 10 years of age, our daughters are going to need constant validation from us as their fathers. Their self-esteem, they're definitely going to be watching their mothers and how their mothers move. And that's very, very important, fathers. We need to make sure when it comes to our daughters' self-esteem that their mothers and us, we're on the same page. Because if we're not on the same page, fathers, there could be some serious repercussions with their self-esteem for not being on the same page with their mothers. So let me give you an example. Mothers are definitely going to introduce their daughters to makeup. Mothers are definitely going to introduce their daughters to lingerie. Mothers are definitely going to introduce their daughters to all those female shops that they believe help build their daughter's self-esteem. So as fathers of girls, we're already at a disadvantage. I talk about this in my book, Daddy's Girls. A lot of mothers purposely undermine the fathers when it comes to building the self-esteem of their daughters. It's not cool, but it's something that we're going to have to deal with, fathers. Our daughters' mothers have a totally different view and a totally different way of helping shape our daughters' self-esteem. A lot of women, when you try to talk to them about our daughters' self-esteem, the mothers of our daughters, they think that they know everything. A lot of times you can't tell them nothing because they think just because they're women that they know everything about their daughters and that it's not a man's place to participate or be a part of the self-esteem building. And that's just a flat out lie. We are just as important, fathers, in building our daughters' self-esteem. Because as our daughters get older and they become young teens, and when they get to high school and they start dating little boys, they're going to be coming to their fathers. And the reason they're going to be coming to their fathers is because more than likely, our daughters' hearts are going to be broken. So when we talk about our daughters' self-esteem, fathers, we have to make sure that we are on point, and we have to make sure that we are not introducing our daughters to anything that's going to make them challenge us as their dads. We want to make sure when it comes to their self-esteem that they're always dressing appropriately, that they're not wearing short shorts or Daisy Duke shorts, that they're not showing a bunch of cleavage, that they're dressed appropriately going to school and returning home from school appropriately. A lot of times, fathers, the battles that we're going to have with the mothers of our daughters when it comes to their self-esteem is going to be regarding clothing, and it's going to be regarding other types of feminine or girl things that the mothers feel they have a right to teach our daughters. So fathers, it's going to happen. It's going to be a situation for a lot of fathers. It's going to be uncomfortable. It's going to be a situation for a lot of fathers where they may not want to say anything to the mothers. But fathers, I want to tell you, you cannot allow the mothers of our daughters to have the final say when it comes to their self-esteem. That is a big mistake, fathers, because if we allow that to happen, a lot of these mothers are going to ruin our daughters. They are. Our daughters look up to their mothers for a lot of things, okay? And because their mothers are going to be introducing them to these things that are female related, like I said, we're at a huge disadvantage, fathers. So what we have to do when it comes to our daughters' self-esteem, fathers, is we have to teach our daughters to love themselves on the inside. Not the beauty of the outside, but the beauty of the inside. So what that's going to require us to do, for instance, with my 4 adult daughters, I never allowed them to do baby pageants or pageants at all when it came to their beauty. I never allowed that, because what I didn't want my daughters to do is get the misinformation that it's okay to be judged by how you look. And I didn't want my daughters to think that it was perfectly okay to use their looks to their advantage. And that's where a lot of mothers make mistakes with their daughters, is because a lot of mothers are going to try their best to live their lives through our daughters. That's what a lot of mothers do. Okay? When they have baby girls, they want to put them in baby pageants. They want to put them in beauty pageants. And I'm telling you, fathers, don't allow it to happen. Okay? Because if you want to hurt our daughters' self-esteem, put them in beauty pageants. And as they get older, you're going to see a lot of our daughters will end up spoiled and having bad attitudes and having bad behaviors, because they're going to try to use their looks to their advantage because of what their mothers are saying. Now, I'm not here to bash moms. I'm just here to keep it real. That's what a lot of mothers do. As a matter of fact, that's what most mothers do, is they live through their daughters. There's going to be a time where our daughters are going to clash with their mothers. It happens in every family. My daughters clashed with their mother. They did. It's going to happen. And what we have to do, fathers, is we have to make sure we remain neutral and not get pulled into that. Because if we get pulled into the daughter-mother clashes, they're both going to turn on us. I can promise you that. And then we're going to be the bad guys, regardless. That's just how it works, fathers. Our daughters will always side with their mothers. If they want to get their way, and if they want things their way, they're going to side with their mothers, right? So self-esteem, fathers, we are going to play a great role in that. We're going to have a great say in our daughter's self-esteem. We want to make sure that we nurture our daughter's self-esteem. We want to make sure that we are validating our daughter's self-esteem. We want to make sure that our daughters are able to come to us as their fathers regarding their self-esteem, right? And fathers, you're going to have to be paying attention. Birth to 10 years of age, You got to be paying attention to our daughters. 11 to 13, we definitely got to be paying attention. And then 14 to 18, once they get to high school, right? We got to pay attention to their moods, fathers. We have to pay attention to their behaviors, that they're not changing, right? A lot of our daughters are going to base their self-esteem on how they feel. That's what our daughters are going to do, fathers. They're going to be basing their self-esteem on their peer group, who their friends are, who the popular girls are, who the mean girls are. You know, I've already talked about mean girls in a video when they get to middle school. Their self-esteem will be challenged in middle school because some of these little girls that are mean girls, they become mean girls because of their mothers. And our daughters are going to have to deal with that, fathers. So it's important for us as their fathers to be aware of how they're feeling and to validate how they're feeling, right? The one-on-one time that we're going to be spending with our daughters, it's critical, fathers, and it's necessary, okay? We have to make sure, dads, that we are so in tune with our daughters. We have to be aware of where they're going, how they're moving, who they're hanging out with. If our daughters all of a sudden switch friends, that's a sign, fathers, that their self-esteem is being affected, okay? One of the things I learned being a state juvenile probation officer and working in the criminal justice system for 20 years, as well as K-12 education for 10 years, is our daughters will be tested, okay? They're going to be challenged. They're going to feel a lot of peer pressure from their friends because our daughters, they don't come from the same environment as a lot of these girls. Our families are raised different. There's different cultural differences, right? And we have to be aware of exactly who our daughters are interacting with. Because a lot of these little girls, they pretty much are raising themselves. Some of these little girls, they don't have any parental guidance. A lot of these little girls, they don't have their fathers in their lives. They may not have any uncles that could guide them. They may not have any men, period, that are looking out for their best interest. And that's a problem. Because if we're not paying attention, fathers, our little girls could be caught up in that. And that will not turn out good for us. So fathers, when it comes to our daughters' self-esteem, we have to pay attention to what is going on with our baby girls. We have to be aware of how they're feeling. A lot of our daughters' self-esteem is going to be very, very delicate. A lot of our daughters' self-esteem, they're going to hold a lot of their feelings in. They may not want to express a lot of times. They suppress their feelings. A lot of girls suppress their feelings. A lot of our daughters will suppress their feelings. So fathers, we have to ensure the relationship that we have built with our daughters is built on trust, respect, and honesty, so that they know they can always come to their fathers for anything. Self-esteem. Very, very critical, fathers, for our daughters. It will be the difference between them wanting to go to school a lot of times and not wanting to go to school. It will be the difference between them graduating from high school or not graduating from high school. It will be the difference between them ending up on the pole or not ending up on the pole. It will be the difference between them feeling fatherless or not feeling fatherless. All of those things I just discussed and mentioned are all based on our daughter's self-esteem, fathers. And I am telling you, our daughter's self-esteem is going to be challenged, right? So fathers, as long as we're available to our daughters, and as long as we have a great relationship with our baby girls, we never have to worry about anything. But it's going to take a lot of work on our part to ensure that our daughters are always feeling protected and safe, and that they always know that they can come to us for any and everything. A lot of fathers, as our daughters' bodies are changing and they're developing through the different stages of their development, we cannot fall back. We cannot pretend that it's not going to happen. Because if we do, we're going to pay. And our daughters will make us pay, fathers. So fathers of daughters, girl dads, our daughter's self-esteem, we have to be a part of their success when it comes to their self-esteem. We have to give them a realistic view of the real world. Because we know that little boys are going to be coming for them and coming at them. We know these little heathen boys are going to be lying to our daughters and telling them anything to have sex with them and do whatever they want with them. And this is why it is the father's responsibility to have these early discussions with our daughters before the age of 10, past the age of 10, all the way from birth to 18, to get them through high school, to let them know what's coming their way. Fathers, if we don't do that, we are setting our daughters up to fail. We are. So fathers, I want to commend you for putting in that work with your daughters. Because when we have daughters, there are no books written for us. You know what I'm saying? I mean, there are books that are out there, but there ain't no books written for us on how to raise these baby girls. We got to jump in and we got to figure this thing out, fathers. Okay? And for most fathers, dealing with our daughter's self-esteem is going to be a new experience for most of us, and it's going to be very, very challenging for the majority of us. But we got to hang in there, fathers. We got to put in that work from birth to 18. We got to be part of our daughter's success from birth to 18. Otherwise, as they become adult women, they may not want us a part of their lives. Okay, fathers. This is going to be my very last live stream until January of 2024. The reason it's going to be my last live stream is because this is my 19th live stream. I have 19 videos I've been doing for live streaming since July of 2023. So I'm going to take a couple months and reflect on these 19 videos that I've made. I believe the videos that I've made for girl dads can help you become better fathers and help you understand our sense of urgency for our baby girls. So fathers, I want to thank you for being part of Girl Dad YouTube channel. When I come back in January of 2024, I'm going to look at some things different. I think I'm going to change the format. I think I'm going to go to a format of more of a question and answered, bring guests on my show, on my platform rather, not on my show, and really go a little bit deeper. My book, Daddy's Girls, is available on Amazon.com. Feel free, fathers, to purchase my book. Reading my book will help you. And you can also use my videos along with my book because they're visual aids. We're visual human beings. I've enjoyed the live streams. They've been very, very interesting for me, and I've learned a lot by doing them. I've gotten a lot of great feedback from doing live streaming, and when I come back in 2024, I'm looking forward to working with more girl dads than ever before, continuing to build capacity for my Girl Dad YouTube channel. So I just want to thank all the fathers out there from all ethnic groups, from all cultures. You are always welcome to Girl Dad YouTube channel. God bless you and continue to grind. All right, I'm out until 2024, fathers of daughters, girl dads. Peace out.